Hey everybody, watching the Joe Rogan podcast. He's talking to Jon Stewart, and they were talking about essential workers, and it just reminded me of a couple different things. It reminded me years ago when the fast food workers were striking, trying to get $15 an hour, and how they ran up against so much opposition to them getting $15 an hour because people felt like they didn't deserve it and it was too much money, and they worked better jobs and they didn't even get $15 an hour, and so forth and so on. And it bugged me, not really, well, yeah, it bugged me because people, it's like the people didn't realize that if you're working a job where you think you should be making more than $15 an hour, then if they get 15, that affects you too, that you can then fight for change to get more for your job. But people didn't see it that way, and that they said, oh, the service at fast food is bad. Well, that could be because you're paying people $8, $9 an hour. And if you pay people $8 or $9 an hour, you're going to get $8 or $9 an hour type of work. If your doctor was paid, $15 an hour, what type of medicine do you think, if your doctors and your pharmacists and your scientists were getting paid $15 an hour, what type of medical breakthroughs do you think there would be? How much malpractice do you think that there would be? There'd be tons. But if we adequately compensate the people that are now deemed as essential, then I think we'd have more of, to their point, Jon Stewart and Joe Rogan, that we'd have more of a balanced economy where it's not top heavy. The people at the top make the most money. The people at the bottom, who turns out are the most essential, make the least. So, what I thought about in my profession, we're considered essential workers, and the work that we're doing, while it is important, it doesn't have to be done today. Like, I've been working every single day, not every single day, but Monday through Friday, since the pandemic, or a proclamation regarding the pandemic was issued. And all the work that we've done, while it is important to have it done, it by no means was emergency work. It could have waited, it could have been postponed, it could have been rescheduled, but the reason why those things didn't happen was financial. Because if my company decides to say, hey, we're going to shut down because the work that we do is not dire work, then all the contractors that work with my company are going to need to be compensated, and all the city projects that are now going to be derailed in terms of their scheduling have to be pushed back, and that's going to cost money. So my company couldn't pull that trigger, and then the company that are doing the contracting, they're not going to pull that trigger, even though they're not paying their employees vacation time or any sick time. They don't want to lose that money from these contracts that they bid on. They don't want to lose that money either. So if they pull the trigger, then they're liable for that. So what ended up happening is that nobody pulled the trigger. So it bugged me because you call all these people essential workers, and I hear you, because they are essential workers. But the ones who are truly essential aren't getting paid nearly what they should be getting paid for the quote-unquote essential work that they do. And then you have people like myself, who I'm making very good money, and my job is not essential. This is not essential. It's important, and if these things, I apologize for being vague, but just in case, I'm still trying to keep my job. How it goes. If these things aren't done that I do on my job, in the long term, there will be catastrophic issues. But it doesn't have to be done today. It's kind of like getting an oil change. If you get your oil changed at 3,000 miles, 3 to 5,000 miles, it's preferred. But if you wait a little longer, your car won't explode. Now, if you wait until 20,000 miles, you're probably going to have some issues. And with my job, we're out here and the things are nowhere near 20,000. We're still at the prescribed amount of time to have these things done and still be okay. So it's unfortunate that still the people who we label as essential, we don't treat them as essential, and most importantly, we don't pay them as essential. And it's annoying because I think that for many people, we're forced to see what is the real. And the real is that either we are essential and we're going to act like it and treat people like it, or we're just going to say, well, you may be essential, but we're not going to deal with you on that level, and we're not going to make those changes to accommodate you. So it's unfortunate that we're still in that position where we're not valuing people for what they are. And it bugs me because over and over and over it happens, and again, that I'm in a position where I'm an essential worker and we're doing things that, could be pushed off until later on. So it's crazy. So those are just my thoughts, and it shouldn't be that way, and I hope that with all the changes that are going forth that it does change. So those are my thoughts.